Today's episode is sponsored by Dragon's Den, Games and Hobbies. You can visit them at 552 Main Street in Honesdale, PA, or call them at 570-647-4633.
The Dragon's Den, where gamers unite. Feisty owner in Honesdale under neon lights. Video games, board games, cards at every site. A haven for all, where fun takes flight. Come join the quest in this gaming paradise, where dragons roam free under endless skies. Adventure awaits with every roll of the dice. In Dragon's Den, where the magic never dies. From retro classics to the latest trends, dive into battles with allies and friends. Strategize your moves till the very end. In this realm of games, the fun never ends. Gather round for events galore, a place of joy like never before. Come join the quest in this gaming paradise, where dragons roam free under endless skies. Adventure awaits with every roll of the dice. In Dragon's Den, where the magic never dies. In the night when shadows fall, streamers gather, hear them call. Friday the 13th hangs in the air. NDT gaming, it's a chilling affair. Whispers crawl through the digital stream as laughter fuses with the haunting theme. Screams and laughter, the nights came on together under flickering lights. NDT gaming, where nightmares awake. On this Friday the 13th, join the break. Dead by Daylight hides behind the screen. Survival's the game, but what does it mean? With every heartbeat, tension grows tight. Who will survive in this haunted night? Collecting the ghosts from the games we play. Join us now and let's slip away. Screams and laughter, the nights came on together under flickering lights. NDT gaming, where nightmares await. On this Friday the 13th, join the break. Through the pixels, we confront our fears. In this world of games, we shed our tears.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the NDT podcast. How are we doing tonight? Ooh, Jared, you're going to move us around a little bit. Going to play.
There we go.
I like my bottom corner.
Yes, Mike likes his bottom corner. Welcome, everybody, to NDT Gaming. It is Friday the 13th, so tonight we decided to bring in a couple of Dead by Daylight streamers, some personal friends of ours, to chat a little bit about the spooky side of things and whatever the hell else we decide to get into tonight. So I'll let Jared take the reins on this one.
If I must.
You must, because, I mean, listen, I told you before, I bought Dead by Daylight. I just never played it. So we'll start with some of that stuff, I guess.
So,
that's what we're going to do.
Basically, so I've known a lot of these streamers. You do too, Corey. But being Friday the 13th, and I've been watching a lot of Dead by Daylight streams. I thought it'd be a good episode to bring everybody on and talk about Twitch and also Dead by Daylight. So I have some questions. Let me see here. Let me pull some up. So Gemma is probably one that I've watched the longest, besides Corey. What's going on, Aaron? So I wanted to ask you, so what inspired you to start streaming in the first place, Gemma?
To be completely honest, I was bullied into it.
You were bullied into it.
My friends, Senior Couch Gaming, and one of my close friends, Ogie, started streaming together, and they had this whole like thing going that was make Gemma a streamer. Like they would have stars because they were on Facebook. They would stars sent to them, and they sent me capture cards and everything. I just didn't have the computer, and then when I got a PS5, I was like, yeah, just do it.
Hey, Lisa, does that sound familiar at all?
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of like you guys. Kind of making me say, listen, this is what you should do.
I may have done the same thing to Bestie.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a peer pressure thing, isn't it? Like you got your group of gaming friends, they start streaming, and then you're like, you know what, maybe this is something I could try out too.
Hit that go live.
You kind of made, Corey, you made me feel comfortable that I could do it.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. You should be comfortable doing that. And you know what? Everybody has different goals when it comes to streaming, but I think a good majority of the streamers on Twitch just do it to hang out with friends. Right? Like you're not in it to try to make a living off of it. Would it be nice? Hell yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, that's not feasible for most people. So, you know, if your friends are doing it, you know, you should do it too.
Gamers have friends?
No way.
Also, does my mic sound better?
It sounds better now. Yes.
A lot better.
All right.
You're no longer talking super fast or cutting out.
Okay.
Thanks for the follow.
All right, so let's move over to Honey Badger. I know Gemma might have said something about, you know, she bullied her into it a little bit. Is that the case, Honey Badger?
For sure. For sure. Because I have always been the one to just kind of hang out in chats and chat away. I am a typer and I feel more comfortable typing and I can goof off typing. And I was just in everybody's streams for so long. Bestie was like, you should just do it. Just do it. You have a PlayStation 5. Just do it. And she seriously held my hand while I figured out how to go live because I had no idea what I was doing. And between her and Mom, they made me like what I got the 50 followers within 3 days. Not even that. No, actually, Mom was like 20 minutes. Mom was like, I got you in 20 minutes. And then within 3 days, I had already made affiliate.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
It's nice. And you know what? Hitting affiliate is nice to be able to get a little bit of extra cash to help your hobby here. But I think even more so, it's nice to be able to have your own emotes to use in other channels and whatnot. I think that's a fun part of it.
Another part is I do want to know where you got your name from, Badger.
Mine?
There's always a story.
There's always a story. So Badger, when I first started playing video games, my gamer tag was A Squigs. I was Squigs. It was always my nickname. And then Mongi was a Facebook streamer, and that's where I met Bestie. And he was playing Until Dawn one day, and I loved that game, could tell you everything about that game. And he walked into a room, and I was like, watch out. And it didn't have a Wolverine emoji on my phone, but it had a Badger one. So I just put like a bunch of them in his chat. And ever since then, they all called me Badger. And then Story Badger came along because I would come into chat and I would tell a story, just something random that would happen. of the day, and then it turned into Rabbit Badger because sometimes I get angry about things.
So,
Mad people.
question for Steven. So, you're in the UK. So, how do you balance like the time zone? So, do you find like you get a lot more people from the US watching your stream? Do you like stream to like your time zone? Do you stream for the US, or do you stream usually for your time zone?
I tested the waters a little bit when I was streaming before. I did find I had more people from the US, so I'd normally go about 10 p.m. my time, which is normally about 5 p.m. in the US, which would be
We do
after
it for
when
the
everyone's
accent.
Do
working.
it for the X.
So yeah, I was trying to accommodate for that because I did have a lot more people from the US coming.
What game do you usually stream?
Dead by Daylight.
Jordan Scoobs is like, all right, cut out the accent. It's fake, Steven.
Steven calls my husband his husband.
If it's fake, it's a beautiful fake accent. Let me tell you that, man. You need to go into some acting. Right? It's crazy good.
I
Now,
wish it was fake because I'd rather have the US accent.
No way.
Sexy UK man.
Yeah, baby.
So, Gemma, there was a question that I brought up because I watched it firsthand. But how do you handle trolls that come into your stream?
I love trolls. They try to get a rise out of me, but I just Bestie typically gets a ban hammer before I can hit the be mean button.
Dude, your mods are so on top.
My mods are on top of trolls. Goobs and Bestie, they're like, oh, somebody said a mean word. Gone. But when they're not in there, I'm just like, hey, everybody plays the game how they want to play. If you don't like it, don't watch me.
Oh my god, I love playing with trolls. I'm not quick to ban them.
I feel like
Bestie's
trolls
on
are
top of it.
part of the streaming world now, though.
Yeah. It is, and it's like there are some people that's literally all they do. They go around the streams just seeing who they can push, who they can test. And I've seen people go into streams and they do nothing but ask really polarizing questions. And no matter what answer you give, they're going for you. That's it. You're done.
And that's one of the bad things about being a woman streamer too. The amount of can you show your cleavage I get in my whispers is perfect. Absolutely fun.
I'll show them my cleavage. If it's gonna make me a couple of bucks, check out my chest hair. Let's go, baby.
Also brings into question. So when you have, and this is probably controversial with Howl, but
Howl's right here. He is standing right here.
Yeah. So with the
hey, buddy.
The TTV in the name, and so it's a lot easier for people, especially with Dead by Daylight. So when you're playing against a killer and they come into your stream because they see a TTV streamer, it's so much easier for trolls to come into your stream.
Yes. Oh, where'd Mom go?
Switching things.
We lost Lisa.
Mom ran away.
She may have taken a phone call.
She might have taken a phone call.
We'll
she was
get her
concerned
back.
about that. You see Alex's comment in chat there? She said gaming as a woman is so much fun. We get insulted quite frequently. Yes, we do.
I don't know. My friend Jen got a whole new gaming headset because she got, batty eyes with some guy, and he sent her like a whole Beats by Dre setup and all this stuff. So
I read a story that a woman who is a Twitch streamer had a guy who was a viewer buy her a penthouse in Miami. A penthouse in Miami. I wish all I had to do was show some fucking cleavage so I could get a penthouse. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm gonna sell feet pics. I'll sell booty pics.
Behind me.
DM me.
I still have your OnlyFans pics.
You do have my OnlyFans pics, but don't show the really racy ones because people gotta pay for that shit. We're not giving that away for free over here. Come on.
I just saw one today that said my best OnlyFans subscriber bought me a car today.
Wow.
that's love.
That's
It's
crazy.
So
that's not how most of us get this, you know. I mean, like they were saying, a lot of the women on Twitch have it really freaking rough, man. I don't know why I censored myself there. I usually
I'll put you back in the corner, Mike. Hold on.
Hey.
Sorry.
They
I don't know what
say
happened.
I'm quick to ban people, but you got to think that I was Couch's mod for God, how long?
Since he
And-
started streaming, basically.
For some reason, so there was something about Couch where people would find him and it was just straight to racism, just straight
Really?
to it. And it was just ridiculous. So I've gotten so used to just be like, no, we're not dealing with it. You're banned.
Right.
Yeah.
You're banned.
So
No,
do you
done.
use any tools like I know with different ones like Stream Elements and stuff like that? You have auto moderator, so you can ban certain words.
Yeah, I have
and
that
you can
shit
do all
turned
that
off.
stuff. Yeah.
I've got certain words turned off, but I usually don't have that. I think the only thing in my chat that really pops up is, hey, get free views.
Oh
We
yes,
love to
those are
get
fun.
free
Corey loves it.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
Buying views and followers is the quickest way to stardom. Learn from the best.
I get at least 2 back to back. It's a great time.
So with you guys, and I know a lot of you stream for close to 2 hours, 3 hours. What do you guys find like the best way to engage your viewers?
I'm just myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't put on a front. I am who I am here, at work, at home, on stream. Like, I'm an open book. I don't change anything about who I am. Okay, I take it back. Sometimes I'm a little nicer than I am in real life. Other than that, besides over here at mom when she fucking 4% and I yell at her.
Yes.
Yeah, constantly.
And she's
So-
a bitch.
For Corey and Mike, Mike knows a little bit about it, but for Corey mainly for Dead by Daylight, the 4% thing. So when you get caught by a killer, you're placed onto a hook, and you have a certain chance of unhooking on your own. Otherwise, you have to have somebody come unhook you.
Just like real life.
Lisa unhooks herself the majority of the time, so they call it the 4%er, because she can do it almost every time
Every
she gets
time.
hooked. And it's difficult, so that's why there's only a select. I'm not saying a few, it's random, but she can do it like almost every time.
I could probably make some good money hooking.
What I actually find fascinating about Dead by Daylight is how the modded community has absolutely turned that game into something amazing, with all like putting in the serial killers, putting in like Jason Voorhees is walking around, putting in like everything like that. I think there was even like a
She's got
Resident
notes.
Oh, gotta love the notes.
That was mom. That's mom eating off a hook.
Jordan says mom's got a hack for 4%. He needs 120% and he still won't get off the hook. So what's going on, Golden Dragon?
So what's for you guys? Let's go with Steven first. What is the hardest part about streaming? Like, what's the hardest thing to you about streaming?
I think personally, it's obviously finding that like balance between streaming and your personal life, and then obviously you have like your own community which you build with your friends. But then also when you engage with like other streamers, it's like that networking side of it. I'd say that would be like one of the hardest bits.
Sometimes feels like a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was the biggest thing for me when I was streaming. I had some ups, I had some downs. It was a big roller coaster. Like, I had a lot of growth. I was seeing mid to upper 20s and average viewers, and I was doing really well. But when I was doing really well like that, it's like you said, it's the networking. Like, you're out constantly in other streams, you're promoting other streamers, you're there for other streamers, but you're also doing your own thing, and you kind of lose track of real life. And you get so involved that it's like it gets to an unhealthy point. It gets to an unhealthy point if that's how you're doing it. So you really do have to find that proper balance between real life and streaming. And Yeah, man, the networking I think is the hardest part. The stuff you do off stream, I think, is the more difficult part. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes
Agreed.
you forget that, like, I'll do streaming for fun. That's the whole reason I do it. But then when you're doing the network and everything else, then, like what Jared says, it feels like a full-time job, and then you forget the reason why you streamed for fun.
Yes. Yeah, that's very possible to do.
When I was out of work due to work with comp after my knee surgery is when I got more into streaming because I had the time. But man, I literally felt like, oh my God, if I don't stream, people are going to get mad at me. Like they know I'm, sticking to, I tried to stick to a schedule when I was out of work, but I was like, man, I just don't feel like it today. I'm hurting. I'm like, shit, my community's going to get so mad if I don't show up.
See, I think that's a big thing too, guys, is scheduling properly. Like I feel like if this isn't your full-time job, if this isn't your sole means of income, if you're streaming every single day, it's oversaturation and it makes everything else way more difficult, because then you're taking away from the time that you can be supporting some of the other streamers, and it takes away from a lot of real life stuff too. It really does. So finding that balance, getting a good schedule, I think all that's really important.
I wanted to stream more. I think I got out of it just due to the fact, like you said, it was just a full-time thing that you had to put a lot into, and I was doing all this other stuff on the side, and I wasn't spending much time with my family, so I kind of fell off. And that was about the time when we started doing this podcast, so I was like, okay, this is something I could do. It's something I could do every week, and then it's turned into I do this like 3 times a week. So it's not too bad. I found a balance now, but I also I just like helping people, and I found like that's what I'm best at. Like, I don't need to stream. I can just go in and just help other people achieve their success, and that's what I like. I like when people see my stuff and see what I've done for them, and putting a smile on people's face, even as just one person, that it's basically helped me get through everything. Like I just want to help everybody achieve their success, because that's all I care about. So
He just likes to watch us cry.
yeah. So with that, I mean, we'll take a little pause. I think I loaded them all, so I wanted to show off a few of them, right?
Speaking of making
So I've done a few of them. So we got this one that I made for Howl.
I dig it.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I did one for Gamer Mom.
I got a little Reggie on there.
Yeah.
I love that Reggie's on there. It's my favorite part. Like, it's Reggie!
Gemma's turned out really cool. I like this one. And then we got the Rabbit Honey Badger. And pretty soon, hopefully, Steve will let me do something for him. But Golden Dragon, I did. Oh yeah. So obviously, I did the Dragon's Den. This. So he just replaced his window in his shop with the new logo. So
that's cool. Nice.
But
dude, we redid our entire store at that Blue Dragon. The only thing I got t-shirts coming in.
Yes. So I did one. Lisa told somebody, and I've known the name back from streaming, but when he reached out to me, this was fun to make. This one was good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
awesome.
I really liked how that one turned out. So
Golden, I love that. I really like the one you put together for my brother-in-law too.
Yes. So
That one turned out really good.
I did a few of them. I know he chose one that I did for him. I like a few of the other ones I did for him, but to each his own. But that's just what I enjoy doing. I mean, I sit here trying to think of new things to do, and
even
not everybody has access to this kind of stuff. So to help out other streamers reach their full potential, I did a lot of stuff for Scoobs too.
So Scoobs is here watching on Facebook, guys, and he has this nice little message for you all. He says, I quit streaming for a reason, and I'm okay fully supporting all these beautiful people you see here. I'm okay with it. I'm so happy that I get to see each one of you grow in front of my eyes. You guys deserve all the love. You're just amazing. Your success is amazing. I'm so proud of you all. It makes me happy.
Bitch, you gonna make me cry again today?
Because we love Scoobs.
Scoobs
I've
is awesome.
been
He came
doing a
into my
lot for
stream
him.
earlier and literally made me bawl. Like I was weeping.
Oh.
Jared may or may not be like secretly trying to coax Scoobs back into streaming.
I'm like, here, I made you an
Look at all
intro.
this cool
Here,
stuff.
look at all this stuff you can use.
Beautiful.
And he's so
Scoobs is
helpful.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
he's so helpful. When I was trying to figure out all of the mic stuff last night for the baking stream, he was in chat and he was doing his best because I am like a 90-year-old lady when it comes to electronics. And
Same though.
he was
Same
helping
though.
so much. And then of course Matt pushes me out of the way and Matt starts doing it because Matt understood what Scoobs was saying when I did not. But I love Scoobs. He's so helpful. And he's fun.
Yes.
The amount of clips I have on my stream of him screaming because a killer scared him is fantastic.
Yeah, I was trying to talk him into coming on. So I said, everybody, I want everybody in
know.
here, Scoobs. So
Oops.
obviously you guys know, like I mess around with like the AI and stuff like that. So I did a Raven with the Dead by Daylight.
Oh, look at that
Nice.
nifty thing.
That's
Yeah,
That's
and
I
awesome.
love
cool.
that.
You need to print that, dude.
That
or
is
do something
so
with that.
cool.
yeah. So I put it
That's
into
cool
a
as
video
shit.
thing. I'm trying to make the hands move. So
That'd be
Ooh,
neat.
that is cool as shit.
So why don't we get into Dead by Daylight?
That's
Now that we discussed the streaming side of things, why don't we get into some of the Dead by Daylight stuff? Because listen, you guys, you're gonna have to talk about this. Like you're talking to someone who doesn't know shit about the game because I've watched. I know you got to fix generators. We're gonna talk a little bit about the game.
yeah. So one question, and I will ask Steve first, but what got you into streaming Dead by Daylight?
I think it's because whenever I streamed, I normally go on with my mates, and that was the game we just always tended to play. So that was the game I felt most comfortable with, and then just ended up going from there.
I
Really.
thought I seen you behind me. I was like,
I just had to play that real quick.
that's funny. I was like,
So Gemma plays mostly survivors.
Mhm.
Who's your favorite killer to go against, and why is it your favorite?
The nurse. Because she is almost impossible to loop. Like she is one of the hardest to get away from. And for me, she's the easiest. Everybody's like, how are you doing that? I don't know. I'm just hitting panic buttons and running. I don't know why. Every time I come against the nurse, my brother-in-law's like, oh, well, Gemma, you just go find her. We're just going to work on gens. Okay.
So Lisa,
She's like, crap, it's my turn.
Say
What's-
it. Say it.
what's one of the most memorable matches that you've had playing Dead by Daylight?
When she shut it off and played Apex.
Fucking Chucky.
Yeah, fucking Chucky. I would have to say anytime I play with Gemma and Badger and Hal, they make it fun. They taught me. They teach me any questions I have, especially whether I'm watching Gemma or playing with her. I keep asking her questions because she's my like book of knowledge of DVD knowledge. Really, honestly, because I used to play it with Tyler, and I just usually just played because I wanted to play with Tyler. I wanted to do something with my child to get, it's hard to get your kids to do things.
Bonding time.
Bonding time. So, but like, there's like blood points and all this stuff. So he used to come into my room, do everything, and I'd be like, okay, what did you do? He's like, just play. But at least when I ask Gemma, she's telling me what I have to do and why I'm doing it, and why what perk means what and stuff. Even though she hates me because I am the 4% queen.
I press buttons when I do the blood web. Like I'm just like, I don't care
What
what
is
that
this
does.
do?
Yeah. So
It's funny that you brought up asking me questions something, because the other day I was streaming and a rando came into my stream to say hey, and I was like, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? That thing. And the offerings came up, and I noticed that the offering was Midwich, and I was like, oh yay, it's a Scratch Bear Myers. And the rando was like, how do you know? And Skips was like, just fucking believe her. And
that was actually going to be one of my questions. Is like, you guys know exactly, like within probably 2 seconds, probably 5. I don't know. You guys can tell who exactly is the killer, and I still sit there and watch. I'm like, how do you guys know that? Now I get the Dracula one because the castle, right?
Mhm.
But I'm just like, I don't know how you guys sit here and tell like who the killer is. So with Badger, what is has there been something that's just made you jump? Like has there been a moment when you were streaming that was just like a jump scare or something that scared you quite a bit, like while you were playing Dead by Daylight?
Myers doesn't get me as often as Myers gets Bestie.
Oh my god, he scares the fuck out of me, and I don't know why.
But what has gotten me, like, made me jump out of my chair, almost drop my controller, is a hag. Like, when you run over her traps, she can pop up out of her traps, and she will scare the absolute shit out of you because it's also loud. Like, with Myers, it's not loud. He comes up and, like, whacks you.
Mm-hmm.
But with hers, you get her music, and you get the rah, and then she whacks you, scares the shit out of you, and you have to take off running. I'm usually dead within like a couple seconds after she pops up out of her little trap, and it's hard to see him.
Bestie, Hal told me to tell you that it's not Hag, it's your spirit. That's scary.
Yeah.
No.
Spirit's another one.
Tell the whole story.
They've changed her a lot since I have gotten Calvin with Spirit, but you could run Spirit. Like now, you can hear her coming whenever she teleports. But there were add-ons to where everybody could hear you, and I think there might still be an add-on where everybody can hear the Spirit whenever she is phasing. And I would put on discordance so I could see when 2 people are working on a generator, and I would use the add-on to where everybody hears me phasing, so you can't hear where I'm coming from, and then I would go straight to that generator, and you can just yoink somebody off the generator. And I got Calvin the first time he had ever played Dead by Daylight. We were in customs, and I was like, this is what you have to watch out for, and just phased over and yoinked him, and he screams so loud. It was the best day ever.
These are the perks that I need. You know what I do when I play is I run around because I don't know where anything is. I don't know the maps. I don't know where generators are. So I run around. I basically will just take the killers away from people and just kind of like lead them away. So I'm going to ask everybody here. I'm going to start up top and I'm going to go around and ask. But so with all the killers that they have on there now, what is one horror character that's not on the game that you would like to see introduced into Dead by Daylight, starting with Gemma?
The creeper from Jeepers Creepers.
The creeper from Jeepers Creepers. All right, Steven.
I have no idea.
Badger.
I think the Slender Man would be a good one.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Lisa.
I have a toss-up between the Nun and Pennywise.
That would be cool.
Pennywise, like, that scares a lot of people. And the Nun, I'm constantly seeing, like, on people's streams, they have it as a jump scare and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So, but I don't know. It's like a toss-up between the two of them.
Scoops almost made me spit out my drink.
The Nun and who? The Nun and who? I didn't hear the other one.
Jordan, Celine.
The Nun and who? Who did Mom say? The Nun
In her black leather outfit, right, Scoobs? Mike agrees. He's like, hell yeah.
When Castlevania came out, because that was the most recent chapter, and Scoops found out it's vampires, he's like, no, it's Castlevania. It's not Underworld. Sorry, Scooby.
Is it Corey? Is there a horror character or a horror movie that you watch that you would want to see in a video game?
The clown from the Rob Zombie movies.
Oh, Captain Spaulding.
Captain, yeah, Spaulding.
Yeah.
I knew
Motherfucking
Captain.
Spaulding.
I can never remember his name. I don't know.
I got you on horror movies. I can
Thank you.
do
Because
you
the
on horror.
Rob Zombie movies, I love those, and I haven't watched them in forever because Alex doesn't do horror films.
Those are Hal's absolute favorite movies.
So
they're good. Mike, do you have a favorite horror character?
You know, I'm gonna have to go with Slender Man on this one too. I mean, there's like one or two games where he kind of comes out and everybody's like, you know, but I don't think they really interpret him as well as you could in this game. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Oh. So my brother says the Crooked Man from The Conjuring.
Ooh.
See, I kind of look at Slender Man and the Crooked Man as they're very similar, because that was going to be my first one, was the Crooked Man. I was like, I think Slender Man, but I feel like they're very like right there on each other.
Yeah, and I was kind of with Lisa, like Pennywise, and I like had this whole thing like, so if you had like a sewer system on a map where Pennywise can travel through and pop up, like
they made a video. It was like a video that popped up on Facebook one day, and I watched it, where Pennywise could be in Dead by Daylight, and they made
that fan made
thing. Yeah,
that was good.
It was like there was balloons that. Like they did something, or he could pop out of the balloon, and it was in a sewer system, and it was really good. And I was like, oh my God, they really should do this.
I seen that one.
Jigsaw would be fun.
Send an email.
That's what
I don't know how scary you can make Jigsaw though.
They kind of have Jigsaw with the pig.
They have the pig.
They do
Yeah.
have the pig.
Well, I mean, Jigsaw could use traps and shit.
Yeah.
Pig uses traps.
But Mike, what do you think? Do you think that they could ever do the liquor from the Resident Evil series?
You know, they've been throwing Resident Evil around a lot lately in a bunch of different stuff, and
The map is in there.
30th anniversary coming up and all that stuff. And I could see the liquor. I could see I think Nemesis was one of the.
That would be really cool too.
Nemesis is in the game.
So is
But, I
Wesker.
mean, Dead by Daylight is also one of those games. It's like one of the most the fans have taken this game and absolutely run with it. It's been absolutely incredible to see what everybody's done with it. It's brought a bunch of people who have never streamed games together to this, these levels, and it's great to see that what the communities have done. You know what I mean?
Oh, Pumpkinhead.
Ooh. In fact, me and Bessie talked about bringing Pumpkinhead to the game the other day.
I wanted that for so long.
You could join the
What's up,
actual
Anubra?
podcast instead of just back there yelling.
Yeah, who did we have to explain who Pumpkinhead was to?
Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Do they have Leatherface on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did the big ones. They did Michael Myers. They did Jason. They did.
They don't have Jason yet. There's a licensing issue, but they the base killer, the trapper, is kind of based on.
I was gonna say,
God,
I
Charlie.
saw him in a few mods that somebody did put him in there.
Charlie, that would scare the shit out of me.
Put Taylor Swift in there.
That would be the scariest killer ever.
But the Taylor Swift from the Meat Canyon video.
Sell 1 billion copies though.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Oh my God, could you imagine her chase music? Shake it up, shake it up.
when you guys loop killers, is there a strategy that you guys have when you guys loop them?
Panic and
No,
run.
sir.
Pray.
Panic and run.
Corey.
Newbie. Explain
Looping,
what looping is.
so basically like a loop, like they're following you and you're trying to get away. So killers are faster than their survivors, so they will catch you. But you have a strategy. You can go around cars. I've watched Gemma do quite a few maneuvers. Badger's got some good maneuvers. I mean, just trying to get away from the killers because they're so much quicker.
So there are a lot of obstacles to run into because we're great at that. But those same obstacles can be used to your advantage. You can duck behind them. Hi, Reggie. Or run around them, and then the killers give off a red stain to show you which direction they're looking. So if you can see it, you can judge which direction they're going to go around the loop, the pallet, the car. They're called tiles, and if you can judge that and see it, then you can decide which direction you're going to go and hopefully escape. But if they chase you long enough, they get bloodlust, which gives them even faster momentum.
Nice.
So they go from like a 4.4
base movement
to
goes
like
up
a 5.5.
like a 5.3. Yeah.
It's
Oh, nice.
Wendigo in this game?
it's
Was there a Wendigo mod?
when the Killer the Unknown came out, they were originally going to make him a Wendigo, but DBD decided they didn't want to piss off the indigenous people, so they scrapped it.
That's what it was. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, which kind of brings me to my next point. How do you guys feel with the latest update? Did you guys like the stuff that they added?
Yeah, it definitely made it a little bit more killer-sided, but the devs has said already in streams past that the game is purposefully 60% killer-sided.
They need
Because it is 4v1.
Yeah, they need more killers to play to get a lot more, I guess, more diversity
Balance?
in there. Yeah, more balance, because the killers, I mean, you have really, really good killers and you have really, really shitty killers. Mom seen me get a really, really shitty killer earlier. Where it's just like, it's not even fun to play the game. Like, you just have this one person that when they hit you and they knock you down, they leave you on the ground, they don't pick you up. They wait for the next person to come over there. They hit them. They knock them on the ground. They don't pick them up. And then they wait until they get all 4 survivors down, and you're just there. And then they get their 4K, which is their 4 kills.
It's called slugging,
It's
and they
called
purposely
slugging.
let you bleed out, and you can't, other than DCing, you can't avoid it.
So I think the devs are trying to make it easier for people to play killer, where they have more killers. So maybe you'd have better matches. They want more people to play killer more often than survivor, because it's so much easier just to go into survivor because you've got 3 other people in there doing the same exact thing, versus it's just you against 4 people trying to get all of them. And I mean, sometimes playing as killer it's shitty. Like they're getting gens done and they're getting everything done before you even found the first person in the match. So I get why they do it, but it is getting harder and harder to keep a good attitude about being survivor because they've taken so many things away.
That does kind of suck.
Well, I mean, the game came out in 2016. I mean, you know, how much more can they go with it? You know what I mean?
Right.
You see that coming?
Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah. I do miss, popping 3 gens and then bringing a key
Having
and
hatch.
then opening hatch and then be like, peace. Hey.
And now it's only the last man standing.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I wanted to test some knowledge.
There
I'm
goes your
just
mic
drinking, so
again.
this ought to be fun.
My mic. So,
Don't
Yeah,
pick me. I
sound like a robot.
barely played this game.
To a rank system better than Apex. Yeah, seriously.
They have a rank system.
But it's got to be better than Apex, is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, not really. It's pretty much the same thing. You
Apex
go
had
from
its
Ash to
time.
Eerie.
Apex has annoyed me lately.
I haven't
like to
played
play more.
Apex in months.
Me neither. I tried to get back on after the baby. I played 2 matches, got annihilated in both, and I'm like, I'm done. I retire. This is terrible. Playing against 10-year-old Timmies that do nothing but play the game.
Right.
can you hear me better, Corey?
You're still speaking very quickly.
That sucks. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
That scared the
then
shit
I'll
out of me,
do-
Onyx.
I'll do one question since my mic's
It's gonna be his car.
Never.
being up. But
Huh?
I want the first person to know the answer. I just want them to say it. So
I can barely hear you, but go.
Damn it.
Nope, cut out.
Oh,
Which-
Jared.
can you hear me?
A little bit.
Kinda.
No, a little
Yeah.
bit. So which character had once received an athletic scholarship
There you
to
go.
college. Oh man.
An athletic scholarship to college. Was that David?
I was thinking Steve.
Probably like the trickster or something. He never say if it was.
Don't know.
Meg.
Meg?
Oh, okay, that actually makes
Right,
sense.
star. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
It does make sense.
Just like Scoob says, if something doesn't work, man, just unplug it and plug it back in. Turn
Who
it
were we
off,
telling that
turn
to
it
the other
on.
day? Was that Yui? I think it was Ewart.
Yes, it was your. We IT the shit out of him.
American IT for the Australian guy.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Yep, works every time, most of the time.
Wail the shit out of it till it
Muted.
works.
You're muted. Yeah.
Any better?
Yeah.
Say something else.
Yeah, say something else.
And he's gone.
He's like,
He's just talking about.
No, I don't wanna.
No.
Entertain
Yeah,
us.
it's very weird because his microphone is never on the fritz. This is a rare occurrence. Now, we've had like 3 weeks in a row where the studio decided to kick me out and I had to try to rush back in, but we're okay. Hey, he's back, guys.
Can you hear me?
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes.
Stupid computer.
Jared Reed. Yeah. All right, so
You're
in the
taking my
meantime, before we get moving on, I want to address Jordan's question in chat. Sorry, guys. Scoobs. He's on Facebook, so I'm just reading. I'm just reading right now. But he wanted to know what your top 5 horror movies are. If you have a top 5, if you can narrow it down.
Starting with Gemma.
Go left to right.
You're a horrible person making me go first. I literally have a horror movie leg sleeve tattoo. So like I don't have obviously like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th brought me into horror. But I love the classics. So Creature from the Black Lagoon, Pumpkinhead, and Sleepy Hollow. Like not the one Johnny Depp, but like the original with Ichabod.
Have
I
you
love the
watched the
classics.
TV series Sleepy Hollow?
Nope.
I'm watching that right now. Pretty good.
It's good. I don't like the whenever you get into the last couple seasons, but I
Yeah.
did like the earlier seasons.
Steven.
I would say my favorite one at the moment is Halloween. And then
Pretty good.
The
obviously
Rob
just
Zombie or the original?
the original.
Good answer.
And then and then obviously it would be like the Scream movies, Nightmare on Elm Streets, It with the clown, and Soul.
Lisa. Over there in the dark.
Definitely it. Anything Michael Myers and then Jason. I would say those are the
She's a
top
liar.
three.
Her favorite's Child's Play.
Oh no. Fucking check it.
Fucking Chucky. Badger.
I'm trying to think of this one movie's name and I don't remember it, but it scared the shit out of me as a kid. And ever since then, I have not liked porcelain dolls. And it may have been called Dolls, but I don't think it was. But it's like this kid leaves snacks up underneath his bed so the dolls the dolls are happy with him and they won't mess with him. And it was old. Like it was old. And I'd have to Google it. But Stay Alive is one of my favorites. And they're not really scary, but the Puppet Master movie.
Oh my god, I love the Puppet Master.
See, dude, I loved like all those B-rated movies.
Ah,
because
B-rated
also-
can be horror.
B-rated, yes.
I watched them with my mom all the time from when I was like 8 years old on. And they were always my favorite ones. They were so great. I fucking loved them, man.
Those were my go-to, and that's where the Dolls movie was in. Like it was, we didn't go to Blockbuster. We went to pick a flick, and my mom was like, "Okay, B-rated section," and that's usually where I was too. And I was picking movies, and that's where Puppet Master was. That was where the Dolls movie was. God, there was so many.
Leprechaun, yes, Charlie.
Leprechaun.
Oh my god, Leprechaun's good. Yes.
But like there were even ones that weren't like killers or anything. But like my mom always had me on Sci-Fi Channel. I used to watch. You remember what was it? Them with like the giant ants, or like the one with the giant tarantula that invaded the town. Like all those crazy B-rated, really cheesy, cheap, scary
One
movies.
of my favorite, like I guess would be creature feature was Bats with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Ah, yes. God, he was so hot in that movie. Yeah.
Oh, right? Right? Nice.
How about the Blob or the Fly?
Oh, yes.
The Blob, yes.
The Blob, the Fog, the Mist.
Yes.
Those were good.
Yes.
There's one that
Darkness
I would.
Falls
Darkness
is another good one.
Falls is good. Sinister. I don't know if you guys ever watched
Like
Sinister. The
Sinister.
videotape that he would play, and he would pause the videotape, and then you would see the killer would move his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was creepy. But one of my favorites, and just because I like Matthew Lillard, 13 Ghosts. When I was a kid, scared the shit out of me.
13 Ghosts was so good.
Netflix has confirmed that they are coming out with an anthology of the 13 Ghosts.
Yes.
That
I'm
that
excited for
looks
that.
really cool.
Mm-hmm. Back to static, Jared.
Yeah, back to static.
Gibbs
That's
got
right.
you.
Charlie says
Gibbs got you.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Like
Mirrors.
As long
I like
as we don't have to go
Mirrors.
against him in DVD again, that'd be fine. He's a
Pet
pain in
Cemetery.
the ass.
Pet Cemetery. I like the second one better. The
The
first
second
one,
one?
it
The
scared
kid
me.
the kid was creepy as hell in the first one.
Kids
Yes.
are already creepy. They got to add that to it.
I had when I'd go to my grandma's house, my Aunt Marie lived beside her, and her mom lived in her house, and her mom was like on bed rest, didn't get out of bed, and she looked just like the lady from the first Pet Cemetery. You know, you could like see her spine sticking out. It was like the woman's mama or something like that, and she looked like that, and it scared me, and I was like, no. But then Pet Cemetery 2 came out, and I was like, okay, I can get down with this one. I'm okay with this one.
Yeah, Nubra, that was crazy. I like that part though. We gotta fix Zelda.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, my kids will tell you Barney was a horror movie.
They ain't wrong.
That's already scary enough.
Anything
Original
with,
Alien.
yeah,
VG video times. Hell yeah.
Children of the Corn. Anything with kids in it is just
Oh,
scary,
that's
especially
creepy
when they're
stuff like-
evil.
Like the Omen.
Teletubbies.
Okay, so Zelda was the lady's name in Pet Cemetery.
Oh, okay. You're so knowledgeable. Yes. So my Aunt Marie's mom looked like Zelda, and she scared me, and I didn't want to go to my Aunt Marie's house anymore. And I liked going to her
What,
house
Onyx?
because she kept a
You
jar
wanna
full
come
of
say
red
hi?
pies, and
Come here.
that's where I wanted to be.
Come here. You can come say hi.
100% Children of the Corn. Yeah. I mean, kids are scary.
Kids are creepy as
Oh,
fuck.
The Shining would be cool to have the twins on the game.
Oh.
That would
Yeah,
be
that's a
good.
good one.
Yeah.
They can switch in between like the characters, like the lady in the bathtub and the kids, like Dracula does with the wolf and the bats.
Yes,
That'd be
Abigail.
really good.
Yeah.
So if my mic decides to cooperate with me, what is besides Dead by Daylight? I know you guys like horror games, so you have like Phasmophobia and you have these ghost hunter games. What is another game? And I know Gemma's going to stream one tonight called The Mortuary Assistant. I have that game, scared the shit out of me. I played it once. I didn't pick it back up because it's too scary. I don't like it.
Yes, bratwurst.
Yes,
bratwurst.
What is another game that you guys would either like to play or you guys have played before that you guys enjoy? Another horror type game.
The Dark Pictures games are good. And it's like it's a decision based game, but it's almost like you're watching a movie.
Mm-hmm. Until Dawn, Man of Medan.
Little Hope,
Outlast.
Devil in Me. Outlast is a good one.
Outlast
too.
is amazing.
I played the first one. I have to play the second one. That one's
there's
so
been
fun.
You
a
want me
lot-
to grab her? Okay.
Silent
There's been a
Hill.
lot of talk about Silent Hill. I guess there's going to finally redo Silent Hill 2 for all the big consoles right now, so we'll be seeing that again.
Oh, I'm
Damn.
ready for it.
There you go, Scoops. Right there.
I mean, Resident Evil will always hold a special place in my heart, but, you know, that's probably the first game I played that scared the living crap out of me was when the liquor jumps through the double-sided glass in 2, the dog through the window. Silent Hill is based in Pennsylvania. I mean, that's its own little cool, like, you know, little haunted history with that.
Yep.
Alien Isolation is a lot like, what is it like? It's
Doom?
more of like hide and go seek kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
You're hiding from the alien, and there is a lot of loud noises that scares the shit out of you while you're trying to hide from the alien.
That's how Doom, like when Doom 3, I think it was the third one, they started going more like demonic. That game scares the shit out of me. I don't know. Like, a lot of games scare me, man. I don't know.
So-
I don't know what it is.
If you like horror and you like horror survival type of games, I highly suggest Dying Light if you haven't played it yet. I used to I used to stream Dying Light on the regular, and I had some great channel point
remember those
redemptions for
games.
that one. That game was so much fun. The second one I played a little bit of, I still haven't finished it. I'll have to restart it again. But it's the second one, they changed the controls for it so much, and it had a clunkier feel to me. I really liked everything about the first one. The second one kind of threw me off a bit, so I stopped playing it. But the first one's incredible. It's so much fun. I could go back and play it now even. But like I used to do crap online with the streams, and like I would run through a night mode without being allowed to go to safe zones. I'd have to use firearms only, where it draws all the crazy shit to you. So I mean, if you're streaming and you want to play something fun and you could do something like that with it, do it, because that's a good one that people enjoy watching.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys. So you guys, the Friday the 13th game with or is it a Texas Massacre?
Texas
I
Chainsaw.
know they had the
two.
Friday the 13th one. Okay, so they have now got one with the what's his name, Leatherface.
Yeah, the family.
I personally haven't played it yet, but I've watched a lot of it, and I did play Friday the 13th when it came out, and the game mechanics look pretty much the same, and I did not care for the Friday the 13th game, so I have a hard time even trying Texas Chainsaw.
I played with Panda, like every time Halloween would come along, I would download Friday the 13th again, and I would get on with them. And I think we goofed off more than actually did like anything in the game. And unfortunately, you can't have a private lobby in Friday the 13th. So you're in there, and there was like so many like,
And there's game chat, right?
There's proximity chat. So it almost sounded like little Donnie's chatting while we were trying to play with every cuss word imaginable that these kids. I mean, don't get me wrong, I cuss, but it's when you have a 10-year-old that's dropping the F-bomb with every other word that he's saying, it gets kind of annoying. But I want to say it was key that when you're the killer, nobody knows that you're the killer, and you can hear the proximity chat. So he's walking up and he's like, "Hey, where you at? I got the battery or whatever for the car." And Panda's like, "Oh, I'm in this cabin." And it was Key that was actually the killer, and he found Panda that way, which was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't think you can do proximity with those type games.
Yeah.
So what do you guys stream on? Do you guys use the console?
Right now, I'm also on console. Couch said he's going to send me his capture card and stuff so I can use the computer, because today was the second time I had to end stream because Dead by Daylight messed up and I had to restart the app. So I'm ready for my capture card.
How about you, Steven?
I use the console, but then I also use a third-party app called Livestream.
Okay.
And that allows me to have like the overlays and everything as well.
Nice. And Lisa?
Just my PS4. Tyler gave me a capture card, but I don't know. I don't stream enough, I guess, to do anything else, but maybe Jared has to come over and fix it up, and then I could use it.
Yeah.
Rely on fire, we all do.
That's not entirely. I provide the tools for you guys. That's what I do. I provide the tools, so you guys do your own thing, and I enjoy coming into your guys' streams. I find myself watching. I mean, I sit here on the computer. I think I watched Gemma for like 7 hours stream. I'm just sitting here doing a bunch of designs, and I got 3 monitors. So I'll pull up like 2 streamers while I'm sitting here playing a game or myself. But yeah, no, none of it's me. It's all you guys.
Did anybody play Friday the 13th on the NES?
Yes.
Original Nintendo? The old fucking Friday the 13th?
No.
Such a good game.
One of the first horror games I played on Super was a game called Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
That was good.
Horror.
The first horror game I played was Silent Hill, and I was in my teens because I was always late on consoles. Like, I didn't get an NES until I think PlayStation came out, and I was playing. Oh my God. It was like it had like a little black screen, and you had to put the little color page in there to get any kind of color. And either I had a racing game where you just moved it back and forth, or I had you were like a little triangle and you were shooting the stars.
Asteroids.
Asteroids.
Yes, that's it. So I had that until the PlayStation came out, and then I got an NES. And then when PlayStation 2 came out, I got a PlayStation. But I didn't even, though Silent Hill, I wasn't even on my PlayStation. I was on my friend's PlayStation, and they were too scared to play it. So they were like, Amy, play this game and I'm going to watch you. And that's when I started playing Silent Hill.
That's good. That was, I loved playing Silent Hill. So Nightmare Creatures on PS1 was good. Can't even remember now. So other than horror games, I mean, what other games do you guys enjoy? Because I know with a lot of these new games that are coming out, is there any games that you guys like to play? I know Gemma likes to play the Final Fantasy, which Core and I love Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Mike also loves Final Fantasy.
Just a little bit.
Are there any other games besides Dead by Daylight that you guys play religiously?
God of War.
God of War is good.
God of War is good. That's his favorite game in the entire world. God of War.
I have Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, and if you have Twitch right now, like, it's free with Prime. Like, you could play it, I think, on the computer or whatever. I love both of those games, and I really thought about going live with those.
Go do it. They're amazing.
They're great games.
That Nemesis system is still the best system to date.
And then, I mean, I like the Uncharted, but Assassin's Creed was the games that I would actually go out and buy and I would pay full price for was the Dark Pictures games where they come out each year, and then the Assassin's Creed games. And those were my go-to.
Assassin's Creed's up there in my book. I love Assassin's Creed. I'm not a fan of a few of them, but Unity is probably one of my favorites. I was mentioning, just because since I asked a question, because there's a game that you guys should absolutely play, and Mike would agree, that a new game called Space Hammer or Space Marines.
Space Marines 2 by Warhammer.
40K, Space Marines 2.
Everybody froze.
Everybody needs it.
Yeah, I asked this guy pre-stream. I said, "Do I get Elden Ring first, or do I get Space Marines 2 first?" And he said, "Get Space Marines." He said, "Don't even bother with Elden Ring."
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, Al almost
Just
broke
before you
his
broke
controller playing Elden Ring.
Don't buy it.
He says, "Don't buy it." It's not worth
Don't
it.
fucking buy it. It's not fucking worth it, dude.
I have it, and I have Shadows of the Erd Tree. It is very much up there. It's got Game of the Year.
Someday I'll get it. Someday.
It's Game of the Year.
Cal hated it. My 16-year-old beat it like it was walking on fucking water.
I have not finished the DLC, but I did finish the Elden Ring
Graphics, the
main
combat.
game.
So I know.
Difficulty, however, is not. You think you're gonna go in and you're gonna
Literally
win?
just guess.
No. Even the little things kill you.
You can join.
No.
I know that before we finish up for tonight, we have to sneak this in there because Mike wants an honorable mention for something that's important today. So I'll give the floor to Mike for this one.
It's kind of what got gaming where it is. I believe it's the anniversary for Mario, Nintendo. Mario Brothers came out today, or I think it's today, or it was the other day. But I mean, that's kind of for the NES what started it all for a lot of people. Before there was streaming, before there was podcasts, before there was anything, it was just a Nintendo in a kid's room in the 80s or the 90s on the home TV. And so a big happy birthday shout out to him.
Yeah, how iconic
Happy
it
birthday,
was.
Mario.
Just that original game cover with Duck Hunt, the posters for it and everything, man. Like, that was my youth. That really was my youth. That was my childhood.
I can still hear that dog fucking laughing at me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Fucking dog. Didn't tell me you tried to blast that dog away, didn't you?
Oh,
every
time.
Every time.
They should have allowed you bonus points for that.
You didn't take
It's so good. You muted yourself again, Mike. There you go. There you are. All right, so we got that honorable mention in. If my words could word properly tonight, that would be fantastic.
English is hard.
It is at times. It really is. I'm just so tired, man. Definitely made me upset. All right, what else we got, Jared, to round this bad boy out?
Is there anything you guys would like to promote? Is there anything that you guys have upcoming that you're going to do with your streams? Is there anything in the future that you guys would like to do with your streams?
Yes. Last night I actually had a really good time in the baking stream. It was because for the longest time I didn't know if anybody was in there because I am new to using OBS and I have no idea how to add all the things on there. So I was just talking to talk and it was a good time. But apparently I had plenty of people in there the whole time. But it was fun. It was fun chatting with people while I was decorating the cake and doing all of the things. And it really is just fun to sit down and chat sometimes.
I think that's what led me to. I think that's what led me to podcasting in the first place. Was streaming, and my favorite part about streaming was just talking to people.
Yeah,
that was my favorite part about it. Like I could pause my game and just sit there and talk with people, and I'd be fine. So I think that's what led me to the world of podcasting.
Here.
She didn't share that kid like we kind of bullshit.
I'm sorry. I would have.
I've definitely enjoyed the podcasting. Something I enjoy doing. I don't know what I'm up to. I'm like four days a week. I don't know.
I've enjoyed watching it, and I've even rated out to it more times than I have rated out to some of my friends that are streaming.
Yeah. We it's funny because Corey and I were thinking about a name for the gaming show, and we're like, so Corey, is the holy man, and I've always been known as Fire Exit Gaming. People just call me Fire, but so the NDT Gaming was something that we came up with, and we're like, it kind of incorporates that. And Mike came in as a sponsor for the regular podcast show, and he's got a game shop. So we're like, you know what? It'd be a great addition to the gaming show. So we've been doing this, and we're trying to do it more. Circumstances happened last week, so I couldn't do it, but we're trying to do this every other Friday. So hopefully this will be a good outlet where we can talk about games, and we're always welcome guests. So if anytime that you guys want to come on and talk about a certain game, we do shows like that. Mike, loves his Resident Evil, so
I do.
We did one on Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII. I mean, we've did an episode on that, but there's so much more you can go. Yeah.
Well, and there's the thing too. If we end up having more topics and more conversations, we could discuss going back to doing this every week, but we're trying to do every other week because, you know, we want to save topics. We want to have enough content to put out when we actually put the show out. So if we do have more to talk about, then we'll definitely talk about doing it once every week.
We're hitting my slow season too, so I can do a lot more research. If you ever want to go back to once a week, I absolutely could.
The Dragon's Holy Fire.
That's not a bad name, Charlie. That's not a bad name. I do kind of dig it. But I do kind of dig it. I know. So as far as promoting stuff, we know that Gemma is going live tonight. Gemma, is your channel just as it's seen above us here? I know we got people on your channel
with 666 at the end.
Okay, I thought it had numbers. I couldn't remember what it was. So guys, Gemma Stone 666. After we're done here, she's going to be going live over there.
I had to cook dinner first.
Mortuary's
dinner
assistant.
first, and then it will be some mortuary.
Make sure you go over and drop a follow. Rabbit Honey Badger, that is exactly what her name is over there on Twitch. I want to say it's Upa. Is it Upa or just Uppa Stephen James?
Uppa Stephen James.
Uppa Stephen James. Okay, I was getting fancy with that shit. But I believe there's an underscore after Uppa when you're over on Twitch. So make sure you go follow him over there. And Lisa, our lovely resident gamer mom, make sure you follow her at The Gamer Mom over on Twitch. Check her channel out as well. Make sure you're following all these wonderful people, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else, Jared? Mike, what we got?
No, I really appreciate you guys coming in to talk to By Daylight. I thought it landed perfectly on Friday the 13th to talk about Dead by Daylight.
Yeah.
So,
I do want to add one more thing because I've noticed it in a lot of other people's streams. The lurkers, like they never say anything. They just kind of they're there. The lurkers, but the lurkers, look, we love you. Okay. We can see that you're there. We can see the little number up there that says that you're there, and we don't mind that you don't want to say anything in there. The fact that you're just in there, you're listening to us, and you're watching us be a big ass goofball the entire time, and you still come back and lurk the next time we go live. We love you. Okay, we're there for you because you're there for us. And that's all I wanted to add.
Absolutely, gotta love it.
I wasn't going to call Lisa out like that, but
I wasn't going to call Scoobs out like that.
I'm always lurking.
Yep.
Yes, we love
Lurking
you.
in shadows.
Always watching.
Always watching.
All right. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, the next time you can see us live is this Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are welcoming on a local reptile shop owner to talk about reptiles, lizards, and all kinds of creepy crawly things. So make sure you tune in to that episode. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, Jared apparently has something else.
I was going to say, you guys don't need to leave. I'm just going to end the show, but you guys are going to be in the background. Just forgot about that one. Go ahead.
He says, don't leave me.
Time in. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and we will see you all later. He's got this. He's ready. He's prepared.
Just freeze.
Unleashing the hive metal.